Formula One set out in July to have a 17-race season. 16 races have been completed. We are here at the last one. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the last race before the Christmas break, and there's still a lot to be decided, both in the Drivers' and the Constructors' Championship. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Formula One arrives in Abu Dhabi for the last race of the 2020 Formula One season. It's the Yas Island, Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. We've had 5 different championship Grand Prix winners this year. Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Gasly, and more recently Sergio Perez. It's the last race of the year. The season ends on the 13th of December here in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton is already the champion, 332 points, but the battle for third is still brewing. Sergio Perez now ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, but Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Alexander Albon, Lando Norris, Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly are all in the battle and could all take third place this weekend. Whoever finishes ahead of one of the other cars will take fourth in the Constructors. The second page shows a different story. 23 drivers have now finally taken part in this season. So Esteban Ocon looks to break back through. He's only on 60 points. He's 11 points behind Gasly. Vettel looks to end the season on the second page of the board. Then that's followed by Kvyat, Hülkenberg, who's completed 3 races. Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell scoring points for the first time. Then it's Giovinazzi ahead of Grosjean, Magnussen, Latifi, Akin and Fittipaldi. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes are already the champions, 540 points. Aston Martin have held off for second. The battle for third is the big point. Racing Point versus McLaren versus Renault into this weekend. Ferrari are a midfield team, then Alfa Tauri, Alfa Romeo, Haas and Williams still have no points on the board. It's the 2020 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and this is your Thursday weekend preview. So obviously the news dominating Formula One in the past 48 hours has been that of Nikita Mazepin. Now, an Instagram video that was published to his personal account was released early on Wednesday morning. It was rumoured to have been filmed back in Bahrain, however that is unconfirmed at this time. But what it contains is very, very distressing. It involves an unnamed person in the passenger seat. We presume it to be Nikita Mazepin, with a friend of his driving and a clearly intoxicated female in the back seat. Mid-video, Nikita, or whoever was in the front seat, turns around and proceeds to touch the woman's chest very inappropriately. Now, obviously, Formula One fans around the world have taken their dislike to an already disliked driver of Nikita Mazepin, who has a history of doing the wrong thing, punching Callum Ilott a couple of years ago, forcing drivers off the track only 7 days after Romain Grosjean's horrific accident that almost claimed his life. That was last week at the Shakir Grand Prix. But also, it just seems a step too far. There's been lots of calls for him to lose his Haas seat for 2021. I have not publicly said this yet, but I do not perceive him being on the grid next year, nor would I like him to be on the grid. But if he is a Formula One driver, then money talks. Going forward as well, he did remove the video from his account and proceeded to put this statement. I would like to apologise for my recent actions, both in terms of my inappropriate behaviour and the fact that it was posted onto social media. I am sorry for the offence I have rightly caused and to the embarrassment I have brought to the Haas F1 team. I have to hold myself to a higher standard as a Formula One driver, and I acknowledge I have let myself and many people down. I promise I will learn from this. Just a couple of things there that everybody's been taken up with. It shouldn't be as a Formula One driver. He should try and do that as a better person. As you can tell, I do not like this situation at all, nor am I a fan of Nikita Mazepin. I've not been for quite a long time. Haas F1, before that statement, also published this on Twitter. Haas F1 team does not condone the behaviour of Nikita Mazepin in the video recently posted on his social media. Additionally, the very fact that the video was posted on social media is also abhorrent to Haas F1 team. In their second tweet, further down, the matter is being dealt with internally and no further comment shall be made at this time. Well, Friday here, when we're recording this, still no news has been taken, but what we can assume is that it might lose his drive for 2021. Now, Formula 1 and the FIA have got involved and have said that they are trusting Haas F1 not to just let this slide, and the matter will be dealt with internally. A couple of things people have been picking up on Twitter, and I agree with, is the fact that the We Racers 1 symbol that has been all across this year of Formula 1 doesn't really seem to be ringing true here, does it? Lewis Hamilton wears a T-shirt to express Black Lives Matter. All of a sudden, there is a change in the regulation in order for Formula 1 and the FIA, specifically the FIA here, to stop that from happening. Now, all of a sudden, we've got Nikita Mazepin basically completely doing the complete opposite of that. Lewis was wearing a T-shirt to bring awareness. He's pushing his global brand. Nikita Mazepin allegedly is here without consent touching a woman's chest. I mean, where's the justice from that? It's a very bizarre turnaround. I'm hoping to talk about this more coming throughout the weekend as well. But seriously, Formula 1, where is the We Racers 1? Already we're racing in Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, China, and now even Saudi Arabia next year. The colour of question for that is coming into disrespect as well. Does Formula 1 really race as one? I think they're trying, but it seems to be only when it suits them. So hopefully we'll talk about this more throughout the weekend as well. And I'm eager to get the opinion of someone who's actually been to Saudi Arabia for a Formula E race as well on Saturday to see their own views on that. And hopefully we'll have a nice discussion with that in practice 3 as well. Now, moving on to the second big news story in Formula 1 this weekend. Lewis Hamilton has had 3 negative tests for COVID-19 and will race for the Mercedes team, of course, replacing George Russell. Mixed feelings about that. I think everybody's got that. Glad to see Lewis is okay and recovering. He's back in the car. A shame to see that George never really got a clear crack at the whip. So hopefully we'll see him back in that whip of the W11 or the W13 even in a couple of years' time. But personally, I'll put him in the car for 21. Let's see what that could do. So Hamilton is back at Mercedes and Russell's back at Williams. Aitken left without a drive. The only person who will be racing for Bahrain, who is the substitute, Pietro Fittipaldi, will conclude his second race here this weekend as well. So let's take a look around Yas Island at the circuit of Abu Dhabi. Let's take a look around the Yas Island Yas Marina circuit in the United Arab Emirates. 3.451 miles, 21 turns, 2 DRS zones, and a hard abrasive track that proves Formula 1 can race in the desert. Start the lap at the exit, turn 21, compromise the corner, get a nice square run down across the line. Now hurtle down towards turn 1, a left-hander from 7th gear, brake all the way down, take it 4th gear, ride the exit curb a lot, and then really hug the inside line through turn 2 and turn 3 as it launches you back down towards 5 and 6 chicane area. The GT cars go straight on. Formula 1 takes the chicane. This is where Schumacher and Liuzzi made contact back in 2010. Turn 7, past the fans, although this is a closed event. A double apex right-hander, then really compromise it. Down the back straightaway, open up the DRS now and pull 8th gear and just try and tow off the car in front of you as much as you can before you hit the braking zone. Brake at 100 metres, not 150, to try and get the best braking spot down towards turn 8 and 9, the S chicane. Cross now underneath the bridge. Now this is the support paddock pit lane complex. Now take the inside line. It's grippier on the racing line down towards the braking zone into turn 11. A tight, acute 90-degree corner. Left again, uphill slightly to the right, and then left as you enter turn 14, very similar to Bahrain's turn 10. Accelerate now towards the two right-handers sweeping through at 18 and 19. Carry as much speed as you want and then hit the brakes hard. Be careful not to lock up on the outside left. Now, underneath the Yas Marina Hotel, full power as you approach turn 20, and then don't rub the exit curb. You can lose a wheel there. We saw that back in 2010. Into the last two corners then. Don't run too wide of the exit here, otherwise you'll lose your lap time. But that is a lap of the Yas Marina circuit on Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. Practice 1 and practice 3 both sort of become irrelevant again. It's a twilight race, this. So it's half in the day, half in the night. But we're so late in the year, it sort of does become more of a night race, like we saw in Shakira a week ago and in Bahrain 2 weeks prior. So, the question is, what session's going to be relevant? Well, you ask me, they all look pretty relevant because track temperature looks to stay the same throughout the weekend as well. It's going to be a fun one. So, join us tomorrow for all of the action here from free practice 1 and 2. A special guest joining me in the commentary box on Saturday. Megan will also be back for qualifying and then the last race of the year. Thanks for joining us today. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.